We'll see if this works now. Just see if it connects. All right, it's connected now. Okay. Showing that it's live. Let's back out of here. Okay, look at yours again. See if it's showing. I thought that was weird.
And no, now it says no results found.
Really?
Yep.
So now mine shows two that say 614 on my side. Let's close everything here. Might be having some technical difficulties. Your videos. Why is it showing on just mine? Hello? Turn up the volume on mine to see if it comes on. Here. Now it's on chat rate at
Might be having some technical
like nothing.
difficulties.
Not even zero. Go mine here. I'll leave it live on that side, and we'll just go to content here and see live. Shows that I'm live right now. Visibility unlisted. Public. That's weird. Only those with video link can view this video. The video won't appear on your channel or YouTube search results. That is weird. What? Oh, it's saying two are watching now. Oh, there's somebody. Okay. Oh, we were having troubles earlier, or I was having troubles earlier. I set this, I always come on 15 minutes early and get this going. That way everybody can get in. But for some reason, it was only showing up on my personal page. And I went back to check the live and it says unlisted. But it also shows last week's being unlisted too. So let me find that one. So 6-7 was unlisted. But everybody was on that. I wonder why that is. So I got on here and nobody was on, and I was like, this has never happened before, like ever. And sit here for like 15 minutes because I usually start it and then I go finish doing a few things that I'm doing, then I come back and I started, like it starts as soon as I sit down. But I sat down and I was sitting here and it was zero, and I was just sitting here going,
It's working now.
what in the world is going on? Yeah, I had to change it to public. It was listed as unlisted, so you had to have a link in order to get on it. That's why it was only showing on my YouTube. So yeah, I sat here and there was zero people, and I was like, this is odd. Like, there's never been zero people on before. Like, even I've had low numbers, I've had high numbers. It just kind of depends, but I've never had zero. So I was just kind of sitting here for a while going and talking. I was like, well, I guess if nobody gets on in a little while, then I'll just get off. And then my wife was like, it's not showing up on my YouTube. So now I figured it out. So we're going. Little late, but we're going. Yeah, see, everybody's chatting now, saying that they didn't see it until, or they didn't see it 15 minutes ago. They just seen it a second ago when I made it public. So, yeah, I'm sure everybody's just now getting notified that it's on. So it was just sitting here live for 15 minutes. I even cut off the previous live and then restarted it thinking that that might do it. Now I've got two unlisted lives going. So, well, I've got one unlisted, one public. I'll just delete that other one. They're both named, titled the same. How's everybody doing today on this Sunday? Hope everybody's doing good. Doing fine. Living the dream. Wanyo Me says, new here. Good to see you today. Nice to see new people, new faces, new ones coming in. Make sure that you hit, like Fun Size says, make sure that you go up to the top and instead of top chat, you hit live chat. That'll show you all of the chat instead of just the top ones. So I know I've said this before, and I've been hesitant to do it because I don't trust a lot of number one, I just don't like a lot of apps having my card number and getting charged and stuff. But I've heard a lot of bad things about Temu, but then after being live with you guys for some time now, I know that there's several people here that use Temu all the time. And I've always told everybody, you know, there's nothing when it comes to dentures. There's nothing on Temu, nothing at all, nothing that I would ever trust. I actually downloaded it and went through it and was looking at all the different ads and stuff. And like every other scam product does, they show pictures of the Now dentures and the Easy dentures and stuff to try to sell theirs, or even real dentures and stuff. But they're not that way. So I think what I'm going to be doing this next week is going through Temu, and I'm going to be ordering 5 or 6 different items. Feel free, if you want to know about any specific one, you can send me a link in my email address if you want to. I'm just going to go through and get the look for the top rated ones. I think I'm going to get like 5 or 6 of them. And then number 2, I know that most of the people on here are either fans of Now dentures or Easy dentures, want either Now dentures or Easy dentures, and like those videos that I've made of those. But I get a lot of comments from people about making partials and what's the best thing to make partials and stuff. And I don't think really either one of these are a good idea to make partials. So our sink's alive. There must be something like covering it or water, and it's like that air's trying to escape. It's bubbling like crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background. Anyways, I was thinking about going through Amazon and getting some more of those full DIY denture kits, because I even know that there's people out there right now that, I mean, there's a lot of people that still can't afford the Now dentures or the Easy dentures because they're right around $400, and people have a hard time saving up. Even though I always say, like, if you don't plan to save up for the whole thing and just plan to save up for one at a time, that's kind of the best option, because then you only have to save up for like $175. Get like the top ones or bottom ones first and then save up for the next ones, I think is a great option. And it's a whole lot easier to save up the 165 or 175 than it is to save up for the whole right under $400 thing. But because there's people out there that are still tight, still really tight. I get long stories from people all the time about being on disability and being on government assistance and all sorts of stuff, and they just don't have the money to save up at the end of the week or at the end of the month. And I always say, even if you're able to save up $5 here and there, it's well worth it in the end to get the better ones. It really is. But if you do want to spend, you know, I don't think there's really anything you can get on Amazon because I do have that video that I showed you guys. I bought like every one of them within $100 range, and there's really nothing worth it that you can get under $100. So the ones that you're gonna want to get that are gonna last you some time are gonna be over $100. But I'm willing to go on Amazon and buy some of those kits again to show you guys how to do the full process, like step by step with the 100% thermoplastic dentures. It's pretty tough to do, and you have to be kind of you have to really be a maker to do it. And if you don't have the patience for the now dentures or the easy dentures, you definitely will not have the patience for the full DIY sets that they have on Amazon. You just won't, because those things are so much tougher to do, and to get them to look really good. They're a lot cheaper, but they are way tougher to do. And since the whole thing's made out of thermoplastic, that thermoplastic does change colors, so you have to make new ones all the time. So they don't last nearly as long either. So you're constantly having to make adjustments, and you're constantly have to remake them. But I think what I'm gonna do this next time that I get paid is I'm gonna buy a couple different sets that I can show you guys how to do, just in case you guys need something to hold you over until you can either save up or something like that. Fun Size says she thought it was a dog drinking. Yeah, because they always come in here and slurp. Donna says you just need to read the description reviews. But I've talked about before, when it comes to dentures, any DIY denture set, including like Now Dentures or Easy Denture or anything like that, the reviews are always terrible. Just about always terrible. Because the people who really like it put them in and move on, and the people who hate it get on and leave a review. And so it's really hard to find people that are willing to give great reviews to a product. There's going to be a ton more bad ones. If you're able to find 4 or 5 good reviews on something, then it's probably a good product. But you're going to have to sift through a bunch of bad ones. There's just a lot of people who just don't have the patience or the ability, and it just happens. I mean, a lot of people get really frustrated, and their frustration, they get really, really ticked off, and then they like to leave comments. I get them all the time on mine. The biggest negative comments I get is they're dead giveaways that they got scammed. People will get on and leave a comment on one of mine saying, I just wasted $30 on this piece of crap. It came in and looked like a toy. And my comment back is always, if you spent $30, you obviously didn't get the right ones, and you didn't follow the directions that I've left in every video to go to denturescue.com in order to order these. Or you can click on that product. You're going to pay more if you click on the product thing. So I'll make a little piece of it. But I tell everybody, go to denturescue.com and buy them from there, because then you get the $10 off. You get a discount. They come in just as soon. You're going to be spending less. Fun Size said she had a steak last night. Heck yeah. Uh-oh, you know what's going on again? I know. My things aren't popping up again. I just realized that. Let me restart that. My chat thing is it. There we go. Now it should be popping up here soon. You're about to see a whole bunch of them. Is it gonna? There we go. Perfect. There we go. Okay. Potty Mouth says, okay, which is your favorite? Out of the two that I have, the Easy Denture and Now Denture, the Now Dentures are my favorite. Those are the ones I like the best. Shannon Cat says, I can't wait to get him working on with tacos. Tacos are the best. I eat tacos and steaks like multiple times a week. Wanyomi, that's 100% correct. You get what you pay for. You really do. That's why I like the Now dentures because they're actually the easy dentures are more expensive than the Now dentures, and the Now dentures look better, feel better, they're better in your mouth. They, I mean, they're just a better option. So it's actually cheaper, and you're not just getting what you paid for. You're getting more than what you paid for. In fact, I think Now denture could probably charge more for these things than they do, but they don't, and that's awesome. TD says, I'm going to promote the hell out of Now Denture if I'm blessed to receive a pair. Heck yeah. I hope you do. Donna, you have your uppers just about right. Yeah, the bottoms I think are a little bit tougher to do than the tops, personally. But I think you'll get there. That's awesome that you got the top ones good. Potty Mouth, yeah, I do think Denture Rescue is better than the others. I think the Now dentures from Denture Rescue, out of all the DIY dentures, they're the absolute best ones you can get your hands on. Easiest ones and best ones. They still have a little bit of work and you still have to take some time with them, but I think they're way better. Minnie, you got yours ordered? That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm stoked for you. Potty Mouth says, why? I think that's to the which one's better. I have a whole video on the comparison, and all you got to do is watch that, and you'll understand why I like them so much more. The resin tooth into the acrylic base with the DIY on the top, it's so much better than the easy dentures, which have like a matte finish. They're rough. They to me they're a little harder to make. The whole thing bends. Like I don't like it. They don't feel right in your mouth. Plus I have one where I'm doing this, and you can hear them like making a rubbing together like nails on a chalkboard basically. I'm glad to see a lot more people on here talking about ordering their own. It's awesome because I think that these are cheap enough that people can say. I mean, it might take some people a little bit longer than others, but they're not wildly out of reach. And so I know when we first started doing this, there was a lot of people who would get on and just like ask to have to get them, and we give these away. We do, not all the time, but I try to give them away whenever I can. Um, but it's good to see a lot of people on here like I'm getting mine, I'm ordering mine, I'm getting it's awesome, especially after knowing some of you for quite some time now on here and seeing you guys on these lives and stuff. To know that you're going to be making your lives better, it feels good. It's awesome, and I love how Fun Size has loved hers. She's been on here since like day one, getting on all the live streams from day one, and it's good to see her getting her set and getting them right too. Yeah, Sarah, since it's your first time here, just know that this chat kind of just opens up and everybody kind of, there'll be a lot of side conversations going on. A lot of people kind of talk to each other. Fun Size knows what's going on with this. Just probably, she's going to get to a point where she knows a lot more than I do about all this stuff because she's really good at answering questions when people come in and ask stuff before I even get to it. So, and then there's several others on here who do the same thing. If they know the answer to the question because they've been on all the live streams, they've watched all the videos and stuff, so they're pretty well versed and well knowledged on a lot of this stuff. So a lot of people in this chat usually get to know each other pretty well, and I think some friendships have formed out of it and stuff. So it's been pretty great. It's kind of a little community of people that is on here every Sunday. It's pretty legit. I'm just trying to read through some of your guys' stuff real quick. Shannon, I agree with you. The more customer, she says, she's thinking the more customer feedback from folks like us that they get, the more they will improve and evolve the product. They already added the small size, which wasn't available before. Yeah, I didn't they have an extra small, or they have an extra small now that they didn't have before too. I think if I remember right, they had medium and large. When I first got it, it was just medium and large, and then they added a small, and then they added like a extra large, I think. And then I think if I remember right, I haven't been on there in a while. I think they might have an extra small now. I could be wrong, but what I'd like to have is a little bit more say on the, like, be able to get mediums but with bigger teeth, or larges with smaller teeth and stuff, and be able to order that. I think that would be really cool. But this is a beginner product, you know what I mean? It's something that's gonna have to, as more people get into it and start demanding stuff. And in the reviews, um, I wouldn't hesitate, if you have a pair of these, I wouldn't hesitate to get on Denture Rescue and leave them an email and say, hey, this would better your product. If you could do this, this would better your product. I've told them a million times over, if they would offer vampire teeth now dentures, they would make a lot of money off of it. I really do think, because even people that already have full dentures, uh, that have full professional dentures, I think they would still order them just to have them, especially for Halloween. For holding them in, I've always told people, I know since you're new here, I always tell people that I use the Fixodent and the the glue that's in the tube, and then I put powder over the top of it, like just powder it and then dump the excess powder off and put it in, and I think it holds a lot better. Adhesives are something that you have to go through and kind of figure out for yourself. Some people like certain ones and some people don't like other ones. It just kind of depends. I went through and tried tons of different ones till I found my favorite one. Oh, that's pretty cool. Hold on. You guys are talking too fast and I didn't even get to read that whole thing. Shannon Cat said, being a crafty DIY girl, I have been able to fashion temps with the instant smile and thermal beads. I think I've talked about this before. When I first started this whole thing, and I knew I wasn't going to have the money to get full dentures right off the bat, uh, that was going to be my option, because I seen somebody's video on YouTube where they actually took the Insta Smiles and thermal beads and they actually made them. And when I first got mine done, I was wearing on the top the full DIY set that I got from Amazon, but I actually fashioned some Insta Smile with the thermal beads, as kind of a backup pair, and I would trade them in and out here and there, and they do actually look really good. And I've seen some people that have been able to make those things work really good. There was a girl on YouTube that did a video about it, showing how she did it, and she was super pretty. And then having them in, like, it changed all the aesthetics of her face. Like, they do look really good. The Insta Smiles do look really good. And if you're crafty enough to do it, I mean, that's a nice working. The only problem with it is those things are made out of a really really um, bendable plastic. I've got a set in the back. Like, the teeth aren't hard. The whole thing's made out of, it's just a plastic strip, and it's all one plastic, and you can kind of bend it around and stuff like that, which is kind of good because you can bend it around your you can form it to whatever your gums is. But I can imagine probably eating with it and stuff is might be a little bit challenging, because since it's not hard teeth. Like, these are the hard resin teeth, and those things are just kind of flimsy plastic. That's good that the smalls fit good for you, Shannon. I'll have to relook at that because I thought I seen an extra small at one time, and maybe they were just on for a short period and went away. But I swear I remember in my mind seeing extra smalls on there at one point. Linda got her now dentures on Tuesday, but the medium fit trays were too small. I'm only 5'9", 130. I've contacted Denture Rescue with no response. They're usually pretty good at getting back with you when you have to send them back. Uh, I haven't had to call them myself though. So, did you just go through their email process? They're usually pretty good at getting back with you, but it'll take till they usually when I email them about stuff like YouTube and stuff, I'll email them and it takes them like 2 days to get back with me. How long ago was it that you emailed them? And if anybody else has had this, I know Anthony might have had this same issue where he reached out to him at some point. And was Mike, was it you that reached out to him about something else? How long does it usually take them to respond back to you guys? Michelle on YouTube. That sounds about right. Yeah, I feel like eating with them would have damaged them too. Can you whistle with them? Yep. I love whistling.
Thanks.
I work at a school where the hallways are great acoustics, so I walk down the hallways when no kids are there and whistle like crazy. But yeah. This is the Andy Griffith Show. Donna, that's good. I send if you feel comfortable enough, you should send me some of that. If you said that you're taking pictures, and you should definitely make a video on it as well. I think that would be cool. Very informative. I think it would even help people. I'm used to making videos and stuff, but I thought about that not too long ago. If I would have made like a slideshow and posted it on YouTube as a video, because a lot of people really like the still frame stuff so they can actually really see what it looks like frame by frame by frame. And I know that there's some instances I'm in maintenance and there's a lot of stuff like that I just don't know and I have to go look up how to fix certain things. And I'd almost rather have like a booklet that has pictures in it rather than watching videos on it. Sometimes it's just easier. I thought about remaking a video just taking pictures, showing step by step. That way people can just pause it, look at the pictures. Isn't that sad, Shannon? She said that she got passed over for a job because of it. Me and somebody else where I work discussed that she was a lunch personnel, and she was more than enough qualified to move up. In fact, eventually she did because through her work ethic and stuff, she had to prove herself and prove herself and prove herself like more than anybody else I knew that needed to prove themselves. But she told me that multiple times she had been passed up, and she thinks that it was because of what her teeth looked like. And a lot of people immediately see bad teeth and they assume bad things, and it just sucks. So it's good to get that fixed. That way you can at least look professional, and people don't just narrow-mindedly focus on just that and pass you over. Especially like any type of a job that's in front of people all the time, because a lot of people will dismiss you because they don't think that you look, the part to be in front of people. What is the difference in medium and large? It seems odd that size goes by your height. I do have a video, just look through my YouTube, man. I do have a video where I measure both medium and large, and you can see the difference in the measurements. I see a lot about cushion grip, but mostly for loose dentures. You don't really need cushion grip with these because cushion grip is a thermoplastic. And these are made out of thermoplastic, so you don't really need to, you just, if they're coming loose or something, you just need to adjust your thermoplastic in your now dentures, and then, I mean, everything's gonna need a little bit of adhesive. It's just part of the game. You can get it perfectly fitting, and you're still gonna need a little bit of adhesive. Yeah, you did. Mike said I nagged him about fitting trays. I knew that was you that did that. How long did it take him to reach back out to you? You guys might have answered already. I'm like way at the top of the chat trying to read through these. Yeah, Mike got him to just send the trays first rather than buying the whole denture set and then finding out that he had the wrong size. He just had him send the trays. It's a pretty good idea. See, that's what I was talking about. Everybody's answering stuff before I get there. I was I was reading through them and everybody's already answering questions. So y'all are awesome. At one point, a lot of these guys in the chat were asking all the same questions and getting answers from some of the other older people that have been here for a while, and now everybody else is starting to reach out and pay it forward. So it's cool to watch. Yeah, I mean, I have a few of videos where I take mine out and I take them out at night and stuff, and man, it's a whole different look. I mean, I feel like I add 10 years every time I take them out. Like, it looks way different. So, even if you think you can hide it because you're used to seeing yourself in the mirror yourself without teeth, um, it is very noticeable. I think there's several people. I've worked with a girl. Uh, I don't like to, just in case anybody else from around where I'm working, I don't like to like narrow in too much so anybody can be like, oh, I know who that is. I know somebody whom I work with that I thought about talking to, but she's never mentioned anything about like it being hard without teeth. Like it's just never been a deal with her, and she's kind of a little higher up. So I've had long discussions with her and stuff, and I've debated on being like, hey, I could get you a pair of these if you know what I mean. Like I could. These aren't expensive, and I know you make enough money for it, but uh, there are people who have tried dentures and they just don't like them. They hate them, and they'd rather just go without. And I've met several of them, and you can try to talk to them all day about looks. They don't care about what they look like. They don't care about how they seem to other people. Everybody else can just F off in their opinion. They're going to live life how they are, and they're going to be comfortable. And I just feel like when I talk to her about stuff, she's probably one of those type of people. I should just ask her, but it's one of those things too. Like we talked not too long ago about how like ever since I got these are way straighter and way better looking than my original teeth. And I find myself now looking at other people's mouths when I talk to them and just being like, I can tell when they've had work done. Like when they have, some people will just have one tooth that they puff in. I know a guy that I work with too that he has one tooth that you can tell is a pop in and pop out, and I see it every time. But I doubt anybody else does because I don't think anybody's staring as much as I am because I'm always wondering if people notice that mine aren't real. You know, it's just a weird thing. Wait, I gotta scroll back up. That was hilarious. What was Mike said when Denture Rescue surrendered, ordered same day. I think it was 2 emails over 2 weeks. When they surrendered. I remember we were talking about those live all the time, and he was always asking about how to get the trays and stuff, and he was always giving us updates on where he was coming with the trays. He finally got his hands on some trays. Wasn't it like 25 bucks for all the trays? 4 to 6 months to get used to wearing dentures. What Anthony says. He said somebody told him. Uh, I don't think mine took me that long. It was like once I got them perfect, it was like a few days, and I was pretty used to it. The biggest thing is I think the first pair that I ever had when I got my tops taken out and I did the DIY ones myself. I remember going to work a few times just thinking, this is my life now. I have this thing in my mouth that I can feel all the time. And it just felt like my mouth was full all the time. Like I had this thing up in the roof of my mouth. And I just couldn't get used to it. You know what I mean? Like that feeling of it being there. And then after a while, I just started realizing I noticed it less and less and less. And now, if I don't have them in, I don't feel normal. So I feel like my mouth is wide open, like nothing's there and something's missing. So, but it didn't take very long. It was like a week or two, I think. But everybody's different. Donna says dinner's ready. Well, go eat. We'll see you when you get back. Pat says the one thing that's good about Insta Smile is you can use it when you still have some teeth in your mouth. That's true because they're made to go over the front of your teeth. That way, if you have bad teeth, you can just place them over the front. The problem with them is they're pretty small, and my original teeth were just as big as these ones, and they just didn't fit over the top of them. They were just as big and very crooked, so they just didn't go over the top of them. Linda K says, I hate dentures too. I've been toothless for 7 years. It doesn't bother me. I know people like that. They just refuse to have dentures. It'd be nice to have some though, right? Like I met somebody who just hates wearing them, hates everything about them, but she has a pair. So when she goes out and takes pictures with family and stuff like that, she has it for that, and then she just doesn't wear them any other time. She eats fine without them. I mean, some people they just get used to it, and they just kind of this is my life now, and they're okay with it. You know, then more power to you. I think that's awesome. Oh, I think backed out. Okay, I'll stop doing that. All right. I'd be in the same boat though as some of these other people on here that constantly talk about, not having anything and then just feeling like you don't have any hope and just kind of locking yourself back. And that's kind of a lot of us that's just ingrained in us. I mean, I'm pretty vain. I was a musician for a long time, so I was always up in front of people playing music and stuff like that. So when I lost my teeth, it was kind of like the first thing was instant dread, like what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? I'm never gonna be able to be seen out in public again, and it was just like this horrible depression that came over like immediately. And then because dentures I knew were out of reach, and then I found the DIY options and stuff. And before I even had my teeth extracted, I had already ordered the DIY options and everything. So I fortunately never had to go without anything. And I was crafty enough to build the full DIY dentures. Um, but if I wasn't as crafty and I wasn't a maker and if I didn't use my hands for to build and make things all the time, um, man, I would have been And had I not heard about any of this stuff, or even if it hadn't been available, because only like 10 years ago, none of this stuff was available. The whole DIY partial thing, the DIY dentures, all that stuff like 10 years ago wasn't even available. You couldn't get it anywhere. Like I was looking up stuff online on how to make full sets myself, like full-fledged dentures myself. And I watched so many videos that I'm pretty positive right now if I had all the equipment and I was ready to save up and buy it all. Like I'm pretty positive that if I got all that stuff right now, I could make a full set of real dentures easily. They're not that hard, but I get what you guys are going through that haven't had any and have kind of shut yourself off because I would have probably been the exact same way. Sativa got the rest of her teeth out on Friday. So after she's done healing, I did. Let's see. Didn't you say that you had ordered some of these already, Sativa? Did you already order a set? Oh, I left the TV on back there. There must be something big going on right now because they're like yelling and screaming on the TV. That's terrible, Shannon. She says that there's a denture group that was really shaming folks with the instant smile. Unfortunately, that's not a one off. I mean, when I went into the dentist to get my bottoms taken out, I was wearing the full DIY dentures, which is these here, which they don't look that bad. I mean, and the ladies were super nice about it that were at the front desk. They were like, "You made those yourself?" And I took them out and everything. She's like, "Those are actually really good for making them yourself." But the dentist himself was, he was just like joking around about it and being uh, really shady. And when he took them out so he could take the bottom teeth out so they didn't get in the way. And then he asked me if I wanted to put them back in. And when he put them back in, he goes, "Your your DIYs, you know what I mean? Super like, uh, anyways." And then I had a long talk with him afterwards that was like, "Yeah, people shouldn't be doing DIY. Everybody should be getting professional dentures and all this." And I had this long talk to him about how people can't afford it. You guys have jacked up the price so much. Like they used to be $800 to get a nice set of dentures. I think only 15 years ago they were like $800, and now it's like 4 grand to get. I mean, it's gone up that much. It's ridiculous. And when your dental insurance only covers $2,000, like how the hell else are you supposed to afford that extra $2,000? They're just a dentist money should be under the amount of how much you're allotted in insurance. So like you should be able to get a whole year's worth of stuff done to your teeth for under $2,000. All their pricing should be down. But everybody's so greedy, they want that money. Anthony said I like being able to chew my food and enunciate words. I do too. When I don't have my teeth in, it's so bad. I don't know how many times I've been woken up by work calling me like super early, and then I have to like hurry up and get on the phone and try talking to them while I'm trying to get around and everything. And it's like, God, I know they know because I cannot talk without them. I'm terrible. Lady Lula, I don't either. I don't go to in public without my teeth either. I just don't. I do without the bottoms sometimes. Like at nighttime, if I forget something, I have to run out to the gas station to grab something. I'll throw the tops in and run out. The top is the main place where I use my tongue to enunciate words. So The bottom ones I can kind of, I mean, you don't really see them all the time when I'm talking, anyways. So a lot of people, that's what a lot of people will get the top first, and that way they have the top ones to show. But then if you watch that video with Fun Size shows a lot of her bottom teeth more than her top teeth. So I can see in like people like Trump, if you ever see Trump talk, he talks with his bottom teeth sticking out and stuff. So a lot of people have more bottom teeth. Some people have more top teeth. It just kind of would depend on which ones you show more. Pat said, I would like to hear from people how they got over the awful feeling about getting all your teeth pulled. Yeah, like I said, whenever I was asked about it a while back, like it was like when I first got the last of mine taken out, I just had this like moment of dread. And then after that, I was fine. I really didn't have any issues because they needed to be gone. I mean, they were just getting worse, and I was spending thousands on it. The only other option was to leave them in and damn my health, and I'd rather live longer. So, having really bad teeth in your mouth all the time will do irreversible damage to your body. Irreversible. It can cause all sorts of really really bad issues. So, I kind of had this like washover of shame and depression for like a second, and then it was gone because I realized all the, and I did it, like literally it was almost within the next couple days I just felt better, less brain fog. Waking up in the morning was less as hard, and it was almost like a huge change in my health that I noticed. Yeah, and then like Mike says, the toothaches, the abscess, the things like that. The one good, that's what that's what I remember made me happy. The first thing I thought about that made me happy, because it's like the shame and everything washes over you like right off the bat. But then I just remember it in my head, not even the cost or anything like that. That's all stuff that I thought about later. But like I instantly thought, I'm never going to have a toothache again. Never going to have a toothache again. This is coming from a guy who for 2 straight years, I'm not even joking, 2 straight years had tooth pain somewhere in my mouth. 2 straight years. Living with that for 2 years is depressing. Like it sucks trying to go out and do something, and you have to gauge, is my mouth going to be hurting so bad by the end of the day that I'm just going to be miserable, you know? And I don't know how many times I went to a football game once in Wichita, my son's football game, and I had such bad pain. We found a dentist in Wichita. It was a Sunday or a Saturday. It was a Saturday, and most dentists are closed on Saturdays. We found one that was open in Wichita, and went in and had to do like an emergency extraction and stuff. Like that's something I'm not gonna miss. Is like I was in so much pain on the sidelines helping coach my son, and then like instead of after the game going and enjoying a win and all this different stuff, instead of just going out and having fun, I was in so much pain. We had to go around and try to find some place where I could get a tooth pulled, and then I was just miserable after that. So I mean that tooth pain and toothaches and abscess and stuff like that ruins large portions of your life. Yeah, Minnie, that's one of the big things. Minnie said, and I'm sorry if I skip over your guys. I'm reading through these, and I know a lot of you guys are talking to each other rather than to me. But Minnie said that she got hers pulled due to constant infections because she didn't want to have a heart condition. And that's one thing that I learned a long time ago. I was talking to a person who her husband had cancer, got really bad cancer, and found out that he had it, and within a year died. And the doctors had said that part of it was the fact that he had really bad teeth and constant tooth infections and stuff. And that stuff goes into your system and causes all this damage into your system and can cause cancer, things like cancers and things like that, like cancer cells or cancer tumors to grow, trying to fight infections and stuff. It just damages your immune system because your immune system's constantly trying to fight all these other things that are happening. Like your heart is one of the main things that gets affected by tooth pain, by tooth infections and stuff. Your brain and your heart. That's funny, Lady Lula said I have phantom toothache every once in a while. Been without. Yeah, no joke. Every now and then, right here, there's a spot right here where every now and then, at the end of the day, I just have this weird sensation. It's not necessarily tooth pain because it doesn't affect everything. It's almost like somebody's taking a finger and just pushing up really hard on this spot over here. So I think it's when they were yanking it out, there must be some bone broken in there or something. But every now and then I could get some weird. I call it my phantom tooth pain. So I think it's funny that you said phantom. Damn, that sucks, Mike. Mike said the dentist eventually refused to give him antibiotics and was like extract or suffer. First, do no harm. That is every dentist and doctor's obligation. First, do no harm. So if somebody's saying no antibiotics or tooth extraction or suffer, that's pretty immoral, and that's somebody that you could literally have a lawsuit against. That's part of their Hippocratic oath. Their first thing that they're supposed to do. And I've talked to dentists about this too. Because there was one time I didn't have money and I didn't have insurance. And I went in there and said, I have to do this. Can I owe you? And the dentist was like, we don't typically do that. And I was like, I explained everything. I was on my way back from collecting oil and gas lease data across the other side of Kansas, and it took me like 3.5 hours to drive back. And the whole time I had this really bad tooth pain. Like I was looking up and calling dentists who would agree to actually just see me, and blah blah blah. I found this one dentist that I stopped in at and just was like, I'm throwing myself on the mercy of you. Like, I will be back here next Friday to pay you every little bit of this. That's also where I found out that if I had insurance, they were going to charge me so much money that it would have cost me out of pocket like 150. But if I just paid for it myself without insurance, it only cost me $100. So they overcharge people that have insurance so they can make more money off of it. It's so dumb. But anyways, that dentist told me our Hippocratic oath, just like any other doctor, is at first do no harm. And if you're going to come in with dental pain, then we have to do something about it. And he took me to the back and he took it out. So it took all of 5 minutes. TD says she was put to sleep and had all taken out at once. I know if I did one row at a time, I wouldn't have went back. I get that. That's what I wanted to do at first, but I'm glad I did it one at a time. It allowed me to put these tops in first and get used to them, and then get the bottoms. But I don't know how I would have done after when I first was wearing the top and it felt like a really big thing in my mouth. I couldn't imagine having both of them. Uh, so I'm glad I did one at a time. But I get that. That's what I wanted to do at first. It's just no regrets, no holds barred. Just go in and get them all yanked out. Um, because I was done with the pain. I was just done. And then I had to wait like another 6 months to get the other ones out, so I still had pain until then. But I'm glad they're all out. I'm happier than happy that they're all out. Ooh, Linda said her dentist broke off a couple of roots and left them. Ooh, that's rough. Hospital dental. Mike just said Bryson slash hospital dental. I don't know what that means. But dentists are considered part of the Hippocratic Oath too, just like hospitals. But I've never heard of a hospital having dental stuff in. Like, I would love to see a hospital and a dental place together. I don't know why doctors don't do teeth too. Why there's a separate thing. It's weird. They could have one health insurance, have it all in one thing. Yeah, I know, to make more money. The advocate sided with the dentist. Damn. He said hospital dental clinic. I've never even heard of that. Everywhere around here, dentists and hospitals are two totally separate things. There's no hospital that has a dental place in it or even does dental stuff. Like, I found out you can go into urgent care with a really bad abscess, and they're still going to charge you $1,500 for the urgent care charge and send you home with antibiotics. Like, I went in there just to tell them I don't want to be here for intensive care. I don't want to be here for emergency care. All I want is a doctor that will send out a prescription. That is it. And they still charged me the ER fee, even though the doctor just came out, said, "Oh, what are you here for?" I have an abscess, showed him, and he goes, "Oh, so you just want antibiotics?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "What works for you?" And I told him, and he goes, "Okay." And he signed a prescription and told me to go pick it up. I still got charged $1,500 for that. That's ridiculous. Yeah, but they should have sided with you on a Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. That is the number one thing. That's the first thing they say. The health industry is just ridiculous now, though. It's more driven on money than care. Back in the day, man, doctors cared for you. I was talking to a guy that I work with who's older, and he told me that when he was a dad, he, and his kids needed to see a doctor, he called the doctor personally, and the doctor said, "Okay, I'll be by at this time," and the doctor would show up at his house with a bag and check all of his kids, give them like physicals or whatever they needed to do while they were there, and kind of tell him where he needed to go from there. And then the doctor would pack up his bags and go. If it was more intense, he would sign prescriptions or whatever for antibiotics and stuff if they needed it. They needed to do something more because it was a broken bone or something, he would literally say, "Take him to the hospital. I'll meet you over there and do this and that." Doctors cared about their patients, and family doctors cared about the families that they were doctors for. That's just all about money. Mary Bernard, I appreciate that. She said grateful for you. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I appreciate that. I really do. Linda says her doctor's office has a dental clinic too. That's pretty cool. I wish ours did. Yeah, because if like clinics would just pull teeth, it'd be cheaper. You get more money on medical insurance than you do on because you pay less for dental insurance, so you get less on it. Yeah, Linda, I've heard from a lot of people to stay away from Aspen. I went to get pricing and stuff from there, and it was just like, yeah, no. I see a lot of their advertisements and stuff. Sativa, I'm in the same boat. I hear a lot of bad stories from affordable dentures and Aspen dentures, but I also wonder sometimes too. I do wonder if that's kind of the same aspect that I'm always talking about when it comes to reviews. You know, if people don't get it right, like they help thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So I wonder sometimes if there are really really good stories out there of people who just they're good and they don't leave reviews and stuff. But people who get a bad experience always want to say something. You know what I mean? I believe you. I've heard a lot of other people talk about Aspen dental dentures, and I've heard a lot of people talk about affordable dentures. But I actually went to affordable dentures one time to get pricing before I got my teeth pulled, and they were going to cost more than a dentist, and they don't take insurance. So they quoted me like a lot of money, and they said that I could get a rebate from my insurance if I wanted to. But there was a lot of people in there. Like they see people at a certain time every morning, and that lobby's packed. So they have a lot of people, and some people had some really good looking ones. They have different stages. Like you can get the ultimate cheapest ones, and you can work up to getting better and better ones. I just think that if you get the cheapest ones possible, like most places, you kind of get what you pay for, and they give you a cheap something or other that's not that good, which sucks. You should stand behind the quality of your product no matter what. See, Shannon, that's what I hear about all the time, and I wish pediatricians and family doctors and stuff still did that. I really do. I think it'd be awesome to see your doctor come to your house. 11,800 for extractions and dentures that never fit. Man, that's terrible. Fun Size said that Aspen quoted her 15K. I don't know how they expect anybody to pay for that if they just want you to go out and get a loan. And that's the problem is Affordable and Aspen are both franchise companies, so um, they're ran by whatever dentist or doctor takes over. The one in Wichita that I went to, it's this Asian guy that was more of a used car salesman. Used car salesmen are shady most of the time, anyways. And he sat down with me, and the first thing he said to me was, I don't want to know anything about your teeth or your mouth or anything. I want you to get to know me as a person. And he started just selling me him. And I was just like, this is kind of weird. Like, I don't really care about your life, what you do. Like, I want to know about this. And I'm here at Affordable Denture because I want something affordable. Like, explain to me how all this works and stuff. And after that, I just didn't trust him. I was like, he's trying way too hard to sell himself and sell his franchise. And I don't know. I just got a really bad feeling about it and never went through with it. Yeah, now doctors just want to. I was reading Shannon's thing. Now doctors just want to have you come to them, go to their office and set the appointments to the clinic, and you come to them, and it's closed off. And they want to charge a lot of money for it. Dang. Linda says her dentist owns six of the Aspen franchises. Wow. Yeah, Shannon, that's the truth. She said with franchise one location may be really good, while even the other one across town may be. Yeah, Like that's almost like here where I live. All the fast food restaurants are franchises, every one of them. Um, there's really no corporate ones left, except for like a lot of the original ones, like when it comes to McDonald's or Wendy's or Subway and stuff like that. And like our Subway here in town is a local franchise who doesn't honor any of the coupons. So there's Subway's a really expensive place to eat, but if you know about all the coupons and stuff, it's really not that expensive. Like most of the time they do buy one get one free. So you can get two 12-inch subs for the price of one, and it's actually really worth going if you can get those. And we were doing it for a while, and the coupons were working, going online or on the app and putting the coupons in and stuff. And then the franchise shut that down, and now they don't accept any of. So we'll get mail from corporate Subway that has all these coupons and stuff in it that they do honor in house if you go in house and spend them, but you can't use them on the app. And then most of it like is just easier to do on the app. I would rather do Subway on the app. It's the only one. Like I'm an in-person guy. I won't use a kiosk and I won't do self-checkout. I just won't. Walmart, until they start paying me or giving me some sort of rewards back in money for self-checkout, I'm not self-checkout because self-checkout has taken jobs away from people. And so I'll wait in line. I don't care if the line's longer than hell. I will wait in line to have a person check my stuff out at Walmart. That's just the way that I am. I went to McDonald's one time and all of the kids were sitting around out at the side talking and just chatting. I was standing at the front counter like waiting on somebody to come take my order, and one of them had the audacity to just walk up and go, "Why don't you use the kiosk over there?" And I said, "You guys don't pay me. Like, why would I do your job for you?" So, uh, anyways, I said all that to say this. Like Subway, because they're different franchises and stuff. Subway's the only app that I really like using because you can put everything specifically that you want on it, and then you don't have to stand there in their little sandwich line and walk through and a lot of them will ask you what you want over and over and over again because they don't memorize it. They'll be like, "What vegetables do you want?" And you'll say one, and then they'll be like looking at you to say more of them. But if you say more than one, then all of a sudden they're re-asking you what you know what I mean? It's just pointless. Just I'll ask you each. You know what I mean? It annoys me. Anyways, I'd rather just get on their app and order it. But because it's a separate franchise, they don't allow all that stuff. It's crazy.
Bubba.
See you guys.
My brain's just overloaded on TV.
Lady Luda says I had three family members go to either Aspen or Affordable. All three have been bad experience. Oh, that sucks. Oh, your mom is one of them. Denture Rescue. Not Rescue Denture, Denture Rescue. But awesome. I've even heard somebody got on last week and said that their actual dentures are great. That's awesome. I want to try them. They even told me that they were going to make me a set of actual dentures. However, I wanted them once the Now Denture thing ad campaign had ran its course, but they still haven't yet. And I want to try it. I told them, man, they're missing out on money if they don't get their full business up online. So like, I'm there for any of it. Like, if somebody needs partials, if they want to show off their partial skills, then tell me. I'll find some people that we can do partials on. But all they're doing right now is, and that's what most companies do. They usually run an ad campaign for one thing that they do, one product that they do. They'll run an ad campaign for just that, and then next time they'll run an ad campaign for something else. It's just easier on them. Ooh, Mike sent $1.99. I appreciate that. It's awesome. I appreciate that. That's going towards my. I'm trying to get a certain amount of money. I have a goal, but I want to make like a studio, so I can start having a, not just I'll have my Sunday lives still, um, but I want to do like some podcasting and stuff too on top of it. Mainly just me hanging out and watching the internet and talking about stuff. Because we get political on here sometimes, and I think it's kind of fun. Everybody kind of gets into it, so uh, I figured it'd be fun that keep my Sunday lives, but come on here live another time of the week, once a week, and do a more podcast based thing. So not a now denture or denture rescue. This Sunday live is all about answering your guys' questions and you guys getting to know each other and discussing like different dentures options, DIY options, things like that. And then if anybody has any questions, to be able to answer them. But I also want to do something that doesn't have anything to do with that, and do kind of like more of a podcast thing. I know the first thing that I ever that'll happen is probably like the first several podcasts that I do. It'll still be treated just like the Sunday lives, and we'll be talking about the same things. But that's fine. I think it'll be fun. TD said she's been sharing the giveaway video like crazy, but I only have Twitter. That's all right. I appreciate it. I think it's right under 1,600 right now, so I think there's a little over 400 more views to go. It says 1.5, but it's like 1.59. Yeah, I want to get that. I want to get that giveaway going. I just want to get it out there. Show as many people as we can. Shannon Cat sent $5. Heck yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's awesome. Potty Mouth says, just ordered my new dentures. Thanks for sharing your experience and saving me a lot. Hell yeah. That's amazing. Let us know how it goes once you get them. Make sure that you come back on these lives and stuff and just kind of let us know how it's going. If you have any questions for it, I'm here every Sunday at the same time, 6 o'clock Central Time, and I'm more than willing to answer any questions. Dang, look at Potty Mouth there. $10. Heck yeah. Much appreciated. You guys are awesome. Got a few of these going. That's great. I completely forgot that I was eating this. Before this whole thing started, and then the first live wouldn't show up anywhere, so I had to restart everything. I completely forgot that they're setting to the side. I think Anthony spent $5 too. Heck yeah, that's great. I can, Linda, but there's no large giveaway at the moment, right now. Just the medium at the moment, because that's what they sent me. They said that since only a few people, we had the large and the medium last time, and I was trying to get that this time, but since there was I think we had a few hundred people that signed up for the medium giveaway, but I think it was only like 15 people for the larges. But I told them that the next giveaway is going to be the large one. So once we do the medium one, then we'll have a large one. I get tips at my weekend job. Customer even gave me a big tip for telling her to kick out her jobless controller. Sometimes you got to do that. That's funny. Dang, look at that. Shannon Cat sending $5 there. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Another $5. Being generous. Yeah, TT, there's a specific video that you can go to that you'll have to enter in. You'll have to leave that comment on there. That's the specific video that all the... Because I just... Before the giveaway, like the day before, I'll go through that video and that video alone. And I'll read through the comments. And each one that says giveaway medium or giveaway M, those ones are accepted in. I will tell everybody, if you're watching this and you have left a comment, giveaway medium or something like that, and it says giveaway medium and then you have a paragraph, make sure that you go through and edit your comment, take away the giveaway medium, and then leave a different comment that says giveaway medium. Like, just put giveaway M or giveaway medium and nothing else. And then if you want to leave more, put it on a separate comment. I will say this too, there's a lot of people that have been disqualified from it as well. Because I've told several people on here not to leave multiple comments. There's some people who I think they just think that if they leave giveaway M or giveaway medium once a day or 2, 3 or 4 different times, that they'll be entered that many times, and that's not how it works. One time. And then if you do it more than once, then I don't know. Like, am I supposed to assume that you're trying to cheat? I don't want to. I don't want to assume anybody's trying to cheat. I try to tell everybody. In fact, there's been a couple of people that I've just deleted their second and third one that I've seen. I just keep the one on there. But just make sure you're just leaving one. And then any other comment, leave it as a second comment. Yeah, Stativa's said I've seen a lot of people adding extra comments. Some of them I haven't caught yet, but when I go back through there, because every now and then I'll have a day or two where I have like 30 or 40 comments throughout the whole. I mean, I have like 100 videos. So I'll get a whole bunch of stuff and I'll be trying to read through. And then there's still people that are trying to enter on the other giveaways, you know, from before, the videos from before. And since it's basically the same entry style comment, I'll mistake it for one of the other ones. I'll have to go back through and take the heart sign away and go make sure that it's on the right one. So every now and then I miss one. And I've gone through the video several times and tried to go back through and put a heart next to the ones that are accepted and entered. And I tried to delete the ones that are like add 2 or 3 different entries. But if I miss one, don't be afraid to let me know. Or let them know. Leave a comment saying you left 2 of these. I will, Minnie. I appreciate that. You and Donna, right? I think Donna was the other one. Which we'll figure that out. It's not important right now. We'll figure out who. I have a thing written down where all the extra entries are going. Maybe I'll just ask you that day. TT, that's awesome. I appreciate that. So Linda, the size chart is fairly accurate for most people. There are variables to pretty much everything, and we've talked about this ad nauseum a while back, and there have been several people who have gotten the wrong size because it just doesn't work out. But for the most part, most people that I've talked to and left comments and stuff have told me that the charts has been perfect. So they just get as close as they can, and that's why they offer that option to do step one, try the trays first, and if they don't fit in the trays, then you can do a return, and they'll do a full return with you. If it's been a little while since you've left them a message or something, send them another one. I haven't heard anybody having any trouble doing that whole process. It may take a little while. You have to pay for shipping, unfortunately. But that's how they keep the costs low. That's how they keep these costs low, because every now and then it's not going to work. And they'll have to send it back to get a different size. But most people are going to get the correct size based on their height and stuff. So they're able to keep that cost down in under $400, unlike Easy Denture, who has it over $400. Or if you go to Amazon, which Amazon does free shipping, and if you get them and the trays don't fit, if you go to Amazon, which they do have one on Amazon, they have two different types. One of them's the real one. I don't know about the other one. If you just look on it and it says Denture Rescue, the Amazon option, you can go to Amazon, find it there. It's over $400, but you're guaranteed that when it comes in, the trays don't fit, you can send it back and order a different size through Amazon. But Denture Rescue itself is kind of like a way cheaper option because most people don't need that. Oh, excuse me. In fact, you're probably and there's been hundreds of people that have left me comments about theirs. You're probably, I think, about the sixth person that had an issue with the chart, the size chart. Out of like over 100 people, that's pretty good, I would say. I talked to them for a while about the whole different sizes and stuff, and one of the things is the mediums are so close because, like I've said before, your mouth size, like a hair in your mouth, seems like a log. You know what I mean? Like, so it's all in small little intervals. And so when you measure the medium compared to the large, like in the video that I made, they don't look like they're much different. They really don't. They don't look like the sizes are very, very, they're very minuscule. But when they first started, I guess, and when Easy Denture first started, both of them started with just mediums and mediums only. And you know that mediums fit most people? Like most people. Because most people have an average size. But there was a lot of guys who were actually having trouble with the mediums being too small. And that's why whenever I bought them, it's been a while now. Since when I bought my first pair, I got them from Amazon. And they actually came as medium, and then it said in parentheses, women. And then they said large, in parentheses, men's. So you had men's and women's, and you didn't have anything else. And then now they have a size chart and everything, and it's all based on that, on your height and stuff. And so they've grown just in that aspect alone, and they offer 4 different sizes rather than just 2, men and women. You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy? That's pretty cool. I don't think you'll need an extra large. How much smaller were they? Like, was it just tight? Like, was your ridge able to fit into the tray? It was just tight, or what? Did it not fit at all? Some people just have big mouths too. Especially if you're a singer, and you've been singing your whole life, the constant vibration from vocals and stuff singing, being projected, and if you have a loud voice, your mouth grows. If you ever look at the guy from the Rolling Stones, and then the guy from Aerosmith, they have like 2 really big mouths. It's because they've been singing for a long time, and that constant vibration has. Ooh, that one popped. I didn't even have to bang it on the counter. Makes your mouth grow bigger. So if you're a vocalist and you sing a lot and stuff like that, you'll probably need a bigger set. And that's what I worried about, because I have a really big mouth. I used to be able to fit my fist in my mouth. I can't anymore. But I used to be able to. When I was in like middle school, I could, probably because I had a smaller fist. Now I've got like years and years of my knuckles growing huge and being all pointy. Yeah, on fun sizes, the teeth look perfect. I thought hers looked great. When she sent me that video, I was like, because I've heard for a lot of people who are smaller but have a bigger mouth have complained about the mediums having smaller teeth because they're barely smaller, but they are smaller than the largest. And a lot of people have said they wish that they had the mediums but with the large size teeth. But hers look great. Hers look, I think, because mine look really big, and I think hers looks just like mine. And might just be her frame, her size and stuff, but they look great. They looked really good. Yeah, see, there's you go. Mike was 5'10", said the medium fit better than the large. And see, I'm 5'9", and the large fit perfect for me. 2 1/4. My bottom is 2 inch. Huh. I guess I'm not good with just envisioning the size of things. I'm like the worst maintenance guys. A lot of other maintenance guys will go up and they'll see like pipes and stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's 1 1/4. Oh, that's 1 inch. Oh, that's 3 inch." I'm terrible at that. I'll look at a thing and be like, "What's the size on that pipe?" I'll be looking all over for the measurement. So I can't even envision what the size that is in my end. I can't remember what the size of them were from end to end. I think it was 2 inches, wasn't it, on the large? Steven Tyler does it. He does have a huge mouth. Look at a lot of singers. I'm telling you, look at a lot of them. They all have big mouths. Just about, except for maybe Michael Jackson. He had a tiny mouth. You're welcome, Fun Size. Sorry, I know most of your guys' first names. I just, for everybody else's sake, I try to use your guys' handle. TT says, wait, so names were already taken for the. No, we had a day on the live where people were able to buy. We do that on this channel from time to time. When there's a drawing going on, we'll have a live where people will be able to buy a another entry. It's a way to promote the live and get people to come on to the lives and stuff like that. So it's something that we keep just for live streaming. If you come onto the lives a lot of times, not all the time, like not today, but I was thinking about doing something on the next live. I'm not 100% sure. It's usually a one off for every giveaway. We usually do something during the live for all of my live people, because the one thing is a lot of people on the live stream. There are quite a bit. In fact, there's a lot of new people on today, but it's a lot of times it's the same people. And so since they're always on here and they're dedicated to this channel and they're always sharing videos and stuff like that, I like to do something a little bit special and offer people a chance to buy it, extra entries and stuff like that. So I know I made a video on one of the last ones that you can see where, well, the first giveaway that we did, I did a thing where you could put a second entry in, and then on one of the live streams we did something on that too. So yeah, there's been a few people who on one of the, not the last live, but the live before that we did, like people were purchasing entries. It was like for a one-time thing. And so there are some people who have multiple entries right now that they've bought into that are live members. So you might be in the same boat, Linda, that Anthony was in, which he was kind of wondering the same thing. At one point, uh, he had what, the mediums, and one of them fit good, but the other one didn't. And he was wondering if he needed a large on the top and a medium on the bottom. And then he was one of the last winners of the large set. So he ended up getting a large set sent to him from winning them. So I think he went with full large, and the larges are just working fine for him now. But I think at one point we were talking about him possibly doing a large on top, medium on bottom or something. And I've always wondered if you could do that, if it would match up fine. But I think honestly, how well do the trays? Well, when you try to use the trays, like where does it? Where is it tight, or where is it like? Are is it too big to even go in the tray, or like what's going on with the like? Tell me an aspects of the tray, like putting your gums into the tray. Like what is the issue with them not fitting in the tray? Like if the one thing is I think because I had an overbite, I think my lowers are actually smaller than than my tops. Um, but like I've shown you guys before, because of that, you can see. Let me see how much material is on the front because my ridge is so much smaller. It goes back on the bottom. So I mean the large works fine. Yeah, that's another thing too, Sativa. Is some people do have purchased their own and sent their entries into somebody else. It's something that like if you're here for all the lives and you're here all the time talking to us and you've seen a few of these giveaways and you're part of the group. You know what I mean? And it's just the group looking out for each other in certain events. So I really, really like to pay back as much as I can people who are more involved. So I really do appreciate it. So I usually offer them like options. If they end up purchasing a set, they can give away their entries. Um, because a lot of times the first two people who ever won, uh, I haven't heard from them again. And it's like I think another person won after that, and then we didn't hear from them again. And it was just like I'd rather see people that I see all the time. You know what I mean? Like it worked out fine last time though, because actually one person won that was never a part of any of the lives, and then he didn't respond within 24 hours, and so Anthony ended up winning after that. But so you can still win. You know what I mean? Anthony had like 100 entries, not that many. He had like 5 or 6 entries in the last one. I think there was somebody who even had more than you, and Anthony ended up winning it. So I mean, it really doesn't matter how many you have entered in. Uh, you can still have one and win, like what happened last time. If that guy would have just answered in 24 hours, Anthony would have never got him, but he didn't. They don't go over your gums. If I put the front in the backs don't fit. If I put the front in, the backs don't fit. But the front goes in. Is that right? So if you're talking about your gums fit in, but they stick out the back. Is that what you're saying? Because if that's the case, then the medium should work fine for you. What really matters is right here. As long as your gums fit in here, inside the tray, and fit along this little ridge thing here, then they will fit for you. Because the reason why they have these trays is because since this is made out of acrylic, it has this little basically this shape. Oh, here. Right here of acrylic all across the top of the teeth. So, and then you build up the rest of the plastic around. So, if it's just that you're talking about it's your gums stick out the back, but this sticks in the front, then that's not the medium should work. Because that doesn't really matter sticking out the back if your gums are longer. Sativa, you said you're going to get yours before the giveaway? Said you're going to donate yours as well. I think Sativa, if I remember right, didn't somebody give you a whole bunch of entries? I'll have to find that piece of paper that I have all that stuff written down on. I should have we talked about it last time and I still didn't put it on my desk before I started this live. Deborah says the Now Denture commercial just came on. Yep. That's Adam Jap. Not Adam, that's the dad. What is his name? Can't remember his first name. Adam's the one I talked to, I think. Yeah, Southern Guy hasn't been back for a while. I haven't seen, but I think she's working or something. She pops her head in every now and then. And she leaves me a comment every now and then too. And then what's his name that won the community giveaway? Mike. He popped back in a couple times after he got his, and then he just stopped showing up to lives. And he was watching the lives afterwards and commenting on them for a while, and said that he watches all the lives afterwards. He's just got stuff to do. And then I haven't heard from him in probably a month or two now. It's been a couple months since the community giveaway, hasn't it? So do your old dentures fit on the inside of the tray? You said you have old dentures. Oh, that's the bottom with the top. This is a top tray. So, see, mine stick out the back. Or are yours, like when you put the tray in, is your ridge fatter? That's what really matters. Is your ridge fatter going around? Like wider, not fatter. Fatter's not the right word. Wider. I know it's really kind of hard because you've got this expensive product, and as soon as you start molding the heat mold, it ruins it, and you can't send it back anymore, and you're kind of out money. So you want to make sure you get it perfect the first time. I get that 100%. But that's what these are for, is to try to answer as many questions as we can. So if we're stuck on something, let's try to figure it out. So you said your dentures don't fit in the fitting tray. So are they wider, longer, wider? Like where do you send us some pictures? Take your dentures and set them in like this, if you can, as good as you can. Your old ones. Take some pictures and put them on the community page. If somebody can tell her how to do that. Oh, your ridge is wider than the tray. How much wider? Because this is a large here. Let's see what a medium looks like. Do I have a medium tray? I do. The giveaway medium tray. Sorry, whoever wins this, I'm gonna borrow your tray for a live thing. I'll wash it before I give it, before you have to stick it in your mouth. So, large and medium, so that you can see that much wider. I'm trying to. It is much wider. I'm trying to show you. The teeth basically set on the outside. Like the side teeth of the large set right on the outside of this tray. Like you could literally actually, they're right on the inside of this outer line of the tray. They don't set right on the edge. They're right on the outside inner line of the... So that shows you how much of a difference that is when it comes to this. What different size it is. Here's your tray. This will probably be easier for you. We'll set these... Let's set them back to back if I can. Oh, it doesn't really. I wish I could set them flat on each other. I'm hoping this helps you out. The problem is, since this thing goes down, I can't set them flat against each other. But you can see from the inside where the inside edge is. Hold on. Minnie said, Bryson, you want me to find the video and write down the timestamp for what was on the paper you misplaced so you have to watch the whole thing? No, I can go back and find it. I appreciate that, though. I really do. I've got the paper. It's somewhere around here. Nothing ever goes far from this little area. So it doesn't. So it's somewhere around here. I seen it, in fact, the other day. I just don't remember exactly where I put it. But you can see that size difference. I mean, large should work for you perfectly. If your ridge is wider than this, then, and look at that. I mean, even if you have to take a screenshot right here and measure edge to edge on each one of these, and then do a little math to figure out what the actual size is. In fact, I think I have a measuring tool around here. Because I don't think I ever measured the trays, did I? I didn't measure the trays. That would have probably been a good idea. Yeah, 1 second. Let me find the measuring. Oh, it's right here. So, let's do this. Okay. You see that? Or do you want centimeters or inches? Because you can always take a screenshot. So this is the medium. Looks like 6 centimeters. No, a little over. About 6.5. I know it's all upside down. But let's try to go this way. Would that be easier there? There's that. Almost 7. And then Let's go. And that doesn't seem much different, does it? Oh no, that's over 7. It's hard to hold this thing right because it's like a straight. Here, let's do this so you can see the inside number. Wish I had my cloth one. Okay, so there's that. I'm keeping my finger here because I'm trying to keep it straight right here. So I can just put the edge. And then okay, do the edge. It's a little bit smaller. Did that help? I'm excited for you, Minnie. You deserve it. Hold on, let me 1 second. Give me a second. I'm staying close. I just need to figure something out. Oh yeah, isn't that book that you gave me the other day, isn't that what we usually do our lists and stuff on? The little one? You got it.
It's a very similar.
Oh yeah, right here. There we go. I got it. Okay. Woo! Yeah. So, Minnie actually has 10 extra to give away. So if you want to split those up with anybody, let's go ahead and get those written down today, Minnie, if you want to. Do you have a pen, Jenny? Somewhere? And then if Donna gets back on, didn't she say that she had some? And Sativa, you have a lot, actually. Let me see this. All right, let's do this. Minnie wants to give away her entries, and because we had that buy entries live a while back, Minnie actually has 10 to give away. So you can split those up with anybody. So anybody on here, make your best plead to Minnie. Say, Minnie Joliffe, I want those entries. Please, 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 Minnie, give me those entries. And I'll start writing them down. I'm going to put the Minnie giveaway. Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? You gave yours to Minnie. Oh, you were giving yours to Minnie. That's right.
They just got some bad news on their vacation.
Who did? Why?
Hotel they booked just changed their policy. Have to be 21 to stay there.
No crap.
Yeah, I just didn't know that.
Shannon Cat said if she has any people can obviously have them too. Shannon, I don't think you do. You have your one. I'm not seeing Shannon on here. But if you did enter in if you did enter in the regular giveaway, you can give your one away. Fun size, I don't have you on here. At least I'm not seeing it. Did you already give them to her? I think you did. Wait, there's another. Because this must be from a different day. So there's two different spots. One where Minnie has 10. And then one where Minnie has 50. I think everybody just started unloading theirs to Minnie at one point, didn't you? I think Minnie has like 50 entries to give away. Because somebody bought, let's see, Topeka PC and yeah, Topeka PC gave out like $85 that day and was just handing them out to everybody. So you have like 50 to give away, Minnie. And yes, you remember. The members all got, yeah, because members got 2. So you don't have to hand them out today, but you're more than welcome to pick some people that are pleading. TT looks like, sorry, I don't know if TT is he or she. I apologize. Hugh says, please pick me, Minnie. Yes, that's right. Members were getting 5. That's right. You're right. All members get 5. So if you become a member, you get 5. Yeah. Yeah, everybody kept giving them all to Minnie. You did, Anthony. Yep. Yeah, you can split them up. You don't have to give all 50 to one person. You can start, and you don't have to give them all out today. So if you want to do like 5 here, 5 there, 10 here, 10 there, like, you don't have to give them all today. Just if you have some left over in the end, the day of the giveaway, if you want to hand them out to people, like, I don't care, however you want to do it, you can get it. It says on here 50. Did you have 51? I think it's just 50. No, it was 51 because you got the 50 from here and then your one entry that was on there. That's right. That's right. I have it on here that all of you guys have entries, so it's all +1. Sativa has 20 to give away. 21. So 20 plus 1. And hold on, I'm trying to get this right. Decide them up to everyone pleading. Let's do let's see, 1, 2.
Kind of sticking a lot to the paper, so
Sorry, I'm trying to write names down. If you're asking Minnie for some, just type in pick me. That'll be easier. If you're asking anybody for some, just type in pick me. Sativa says if I'm able to get mine before the giveaway, I will give them out. Yep. Anytime between now and the giveaway. You don't have to give them out right away, but anytime between now and the giveaway. Hey Mike Kane, if I think you even have some extra ones here anyways. Yeah. So you have like 4. So if you want to be part of it, I mean, you know what I mean? You're here all the time. I love seeing people who are here all the time get some. Oh, there you go. HUGH. I'm trying to write down all your guys' names, and then I'll just kind of divvy them up. If you really want me to do that, Minnie. So right now, tell me if I'm wrong. I've got I'm gonna go ahead and write you down, Mike. Yep. Yeah, cause you bought some. You entered. You bought 2, and then aren't you a member? Oh no, you're not a member, are you? So you have 3. No, members are 5. So I was even saying that wrong. I thought you were a member, but I don't think you're a member, are you? Because you don't have a star next to your name. So right now I got a grandma in the garden. I am TNT 101, TT 14426, Hugh Franklin, Lady Lula, and Mike Kane. Is there anybody else who wants to ask for some before I divvy these up? So we've got Sativa's 20 and Minnie's 50. I think everybody was trying to get Minnie to win. She could have probably just waited and got them for free. That's awesome though. I mean, that's great. It's great that you like if you can afford them, I would say get them. And then so fun size, you're 6. How many did I say? And then because I think the Pika PC, I haven't seen him here in about a week or so. Yeah, because he handed his all out. I think it was basically Sativa 20. Shepherd's Voice has 20. She's not in today. She's usually on. David had 15. It just says David. David, what was David's full handle? And Topeka PC did say 10 to whoever. He has 10 extra entries that he wants to be just given out. And Anthony has 5 entries to be handed out. I trust you. I think you're right, fun size. I'm just going to go ahead and put 10 because I trust you on that. You're here every week. You might have gotten something I didn't, but I don't have 10 written down, so I apologize, and that might be my fault. I just know everybody was starting to hand them out to people. And so I had them all written down at the top, the original amounts people gave in. And then on this bottom part, we were handing them because Topeka PC's already got some. Heavy Runner already had some. They were just starting to give them out to Minnie and everybody else, so I was trying to jot them down quick. Oh. Everybody gets 8 from Minnie. So that would be we'll do. Mike, are you sure? I got you on here so I could give them to you. What is 8 times 5? I don't know it off the top of my head. That'd be 40. So then you have 10 left. Because Mike apparently doesn't want any. Come on, Mike. You're on here every week. You deserve some. Oh, Deborah. I didn't have Deborah on here. Let's give Deborah the 8. Sorry. I did see yours a second ago and I just hadn't written it down. So, Deborah Williams. Williamson. O7N. Put 8 on you. So that's 48. So you have 2 left. Right? And then... Yep, I got it. I got it, fun size. She says in Deborah Williams. Yep, I didn't see that. Hey, there's Shepherd's Voice. We were just talking about you a second ago. Good to see you. People are buying their own, and they're giving their extra entries that they bought a few weeks ago to people right now. So I know that Shepherd has 20 entries. There you go. I guess TT's gonna get Mike's his 2. So now TT has 10. And so, Sativa, are you going to give yours away today, or are you going to give them away before the entry? You've got your 20. You don't have to give them away today. You can always wait. And you can just send me an email if you want and send them that way. If you don't want to be put on the spot, that's fine too. There's Southern Gal. Somebody just mentioned a second ago. They were like, "We haven't seen Southern Gal in a long time." I was saying she's here just about every time for like a second. She'll pop in and pop out. Her and Shepherd's Voice both kind of do that from time to time. Anthony said, "If I have any, give them to Sativa." But I think, Anthony, you had already given yours away to Minnie because you had. Uh, Wait, you have your 5. Are you? Yeah, you're a member, right? Hold on, let me see. Where'd your name go? Yeah, you're a member. So you have 5. You can give 5. She comes in, says a few things, and then says, "See y'all later." So Anthony said, "If I have any, give them to Sativa." Sativa's already given hers away, man. I mean, I can add them to Sativa, and she can give them away for you. Right? Didn't Sativa? Didn't you say earlier you were giving yours to somebody? Or am I just seeing things? Was I thinking of somebody else? Wait, did I miss something? Let's see. I'm gonna have to read back through these. Okay, okay. So Sativa's not giving hers yet. She's waiting. Cool. I just seen her say, "You're welcome, Deborah." So I thought she was. I thought maybe I missed her handing them out to somebody. So that's my bad. I was like, did I just miss her? Okay, you haven't bought yours yet, so you'll wait. Okay, perfect. So everybody got 8, except for TT has 8 plus 2. And then if you want to give your 6, right? Was it? Oh, 10. If fun size, you want to give your 10 away, you're more than welcome to. Gotcha. Gotcha. So I've got yours set aside on here. And we'll ask you before then. Because who knows, it could be another couple weeks before we have a giveaway at the rate the video's going. So let's decide here and now. Do you guys think that if it reaches 2,000 prior to Sunday, should I get on live prior to Sunday, or should I just keep it on Sunday live? Fun size says, "First 2 people to say my name, I get 5 first." Remember, Shepherd's Voice, you do have 20 from a few weeks back when we did all those buy the entries thing. So you already have quite a bit of entries. Well, you always get more, I guess. You have a great night. Wouldn't that be fun to do like a surprise giveaway during the week, though? First people. Oh, there's one. TT gets 5. And then Shepherd's Voice gets 5. Okay, fun size are away. Just make sure you guys are here on lives, because every now and then something fun like this happens where people give away their entries like this. Donna still has some to give away. Um, Shepard has 25. Topeka PC. Is he in today? I don't think I've seen him today. He's got 10 to. He said 10 to whoever. And oh, there it is. Anthony has 5 to give away. That's right. So Topeka PC has 10. Anthony has 5. If you want to give those away, you're more than welcome to. And if I missed it, sorry. Oh, Fun Size says 5 to TT and 5 to Shepherds. Isn't that what I did? Yeah, that's what I did. Sunday is Father's Day, Mike. We'll keep it on Sunday. Yeah. Minnie did. Minnie started it. Minnie started the train of giveaways, giving away entries to the giveaway. Anthony's here. He's got 5 entries to give away if he wants. And there's 10 from Topeka PC. So I'm going to go through, and JW077, you didn't get picked for any of them yet, so I'm going to give you 5. From Topeka PC, you said pick whoever. And then I'm trying to see if there's anybody else who didn't get any. I don't see anything. I think it was just JW077. I'm going to look back up through here. I thought there was some. Oh, ESREVER. 321. Those are 2 people who didn't get any on that first run from Minnie. So JW077 is going to get 5 from Topeka PC because he said to just give it to whoever. And ESREVER tried to get in on the I seen her right fun size lady. So it looked like she was trying to get some, or he or she. I don't know. I don't know how to tell from that name. I say he and then I say she, and then it just, I'm probably usually wrong. I'll give you 5. So that's all of Topeka PCs. He bought a lot of them that day. 85 entries, just handing them out. Yeah. Anthony, he might have left. I don't know if anybody else does this. I like to do that against my teeth because it tickles the roof of my mouth. Try it sometime. Do it all over. I don't know why. Read the name backwards. Oh, reverse. That's funny. 1, 2, 3, reverse. That's good, Shannon. I like to see people doing a little bit of self improvement and stuff. I try to do that every day. My whole life goal is to be better today than I was yesterday. So that's what I try to live by. Whatever I can do today that's better than yesterday. So you have yourself a good night. Fun size tried it. It tickles, doesn't it? It gets right on the roof of your mouth. I find myself habitually doing that here and there. I just kind of That's weird. Anthony said sativa. Oh yeah, okay. My bad. I'll give them to her. Did I already put that on there? I might have. Because I went from 20 to 25. I already read that and I was just getting behind. I'm gonna put here in parentheses 30, just in case I didn't, and I'll review this to make sure that I got that right, because I want to make sure that she has all of the entries that we did, because I might have already written it down. I got caught up in the giveaway frenzy. Yeah, so since next Sunday is Father's Day, I've been debating on because we took Mother's Day off, and so I'll let you guys know. I'll probably do like a short a couple days before, something to let you guys know if I'm going to be on or not. If the giveaway happens, I will be on. So if the video reaches 2,000 views by Sunday, I'll do it. I'm off all week. I'm not doing anything all week. I took vacation Friday. No, my last day of working was Thursday. My first day of vacation was Friday, and I'm not going back until the 22nd. So I'm completely off work all week. I'm not doing anything at all. So what I'm debating on doing is a few videos, and I'm going to spend the rest of my time just jamming out in my living room. I'm not going anywhere. Just going to pick up my guitar and blare my amp as loud as it'll go and play music. That's my goal. Huh? Oh yeah, I still got to wake up early to take my daughter to work. Oh, you know what? We've gone over. We're about 19 minutes over on time right now. $10 coupon is literally just a link. It's not on a. It should be on in every video description. You can go to denturescue.com and you can put in YouTube BM YOUTUBE BM, or there you go. Fun size. There's the discount code link right there. Perfect. The next video is for giveaway. The next giveaway is for mediums. Correct. Correct. Mediums only. They're not larges. You know, before we get off of here, I do want to go through. Let me open this back up. I had it saved for a second, and then I backed out of it. Let me pull this back. Nope, not that one. Not that one either. I forget to do this all the time, and it's part of the stipulation, and I forget. I apologize about that. I do want to go through. I should do this at the beginning of every video, but I don't all the time. I want to thank every one of my members, and please, guys, feel free to go over there and become a member. It's about the cheapest membership you can get. It should just be $1. In some cases, it's $1.99. In some states, for some reason, I've seen people have to pay more, but it should be, I think it's $1.99. Let me go look. Levels. Yeah, $1.99 to become a member. Membership gets you 5 entries into the giveaway. So anybody who becomes a member, it's 5 extra entries for becoming a member. So anyways, I just wanted to say thank you to every member that we have. There's several members here. A lot of the members come just about every Sunday, and we enjoy having each one of you guys on here. First one on here is Fun Size. I love that picture, Fun Size. Looks like she took a new picture for YouTube. Shannon Cat. I think Shannon Cat's here today too. Linda W. 1956. Brandy Stevens 805, Donna W M8J, she was on here a little bit earlier and left for dinner. Penny Cedrus 2528, David Roberts S2B, Minnie Joliffe, who just generously gave away a lot of her entries to people today. Southern Gal, she was just here a second ago. Tara Farley 7440, TX KitKat 1307. Donna Marie PS Zoniac 6101, Lori Darling Walters 5025, Mr. Snappers 1D, Jesus Says 7X70, Anthony F4439, who's been here and gave some of his out generously as well. Cole Thomas 6872, David Gooch 9882. I haven't seen David on in a few weeks, I don't think. He's quite a bit of fun sometimes. Anthony 66630, Slow Ride Co, Monica McCoy 11. I haven't seen Monica on in a little while either. Sheldon Brewer with the Fats, and Ginger Williams 2146. So the latest members are there in the last 11 days are with the Fats and Ginger Williams, both of which joined about 11 days ago. So the longest running ones right now are Fun Size, Shannon Cat, Linda, Brandy, Donna. You guys are all 3 months members. I think it's all like the day we changed the memberships from $4.99 to $1.99. You guys have been on there since that day one. So thank you guys so much for being members. I really do appreciate that. And even though that you guys get those 5 extra entries and stuff, you guys are still members. Even though you, some of you guys have already bought some of these and you don't even need them. I really appreciate it. And I think it is about time. Well, I was just trying to read through this. Everybody's telling people good night. So anyways, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Hopefully, I know that we had one person that was asking questions and stuff. Linda, I appreciate you being on and asking as many questions as you can. That's what these Sundays are for, and we try to figure some stuff out. It looks like the larges are going to be good for you. They are, in person, you can see that they are quite larger than the other ones. So hopefully that works out for you. Definitely make sure that you get on next weekend. Let us know how it goes. Feel free to go into the community thing and leave a message or something. If you have any trouble, if you have any trouble with customer service, definitely make sure you reach out to me in some way or another, and I'll try to get a hold of them for you too. Just give them a little bit of time. Sometimes it takes them a day or two to get back with you, but they will get back with you. As far as I know, everybody else has told me that they've had pretty good luck with them. So, but we would all definitely like updates. Just ask anybody in here. We all love knowing as much as we can about this stuff. So I didn't even see that reverse set. I just looked up and seen this. I watched a video of you playing guitar. You're awesome. I appreciate it. If you go to TikTok, you can see me playing guitar. So there's if you go, I don't remember what my handle is. I literally will go and learn a song in 30 minutes, and right after I will post it. So every one of those songs on TikTok are just me uh, learning the song in 30 minutes. So I don't say that at all. It's just for my own personal self. So I hardly follow anybody or anything like that because it's just something for me. So I can be like, hey, I learned this in 30 minutes, just to myself. But I'm going to try to start like a dad rock band sometime. It's kind of my goal. Yeah, and don't forget to click the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet so you can be back here. Um, and we'll see you guys later. If I don't see you next weekend because of Father's Day, then is it called Father's Day? I don't know why that just sounds weird to me. Mother's Day sounds right, but Father's Day doesn't sound it. Should it be Dad's Day? Like I've said it 1,000 times and it has never not seemed right until right now. Like right when I said it, it was like that sounded like it tastes bad. Anyways, see you guys later. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful week. If I don't see you, I'll see you on the following. And thank you guys for coming out. Let me try to get over here and get this all set up. I probably should have set it up already, but anyways, I'll leave this on so you guys can all say goodbye to each other if you want to. Up already, but anyways, I'll leave this on so you guys can all say goodbye to each other if you want to.